मैंने इस जर्नी में आई केम फ्रॉम स्केप्टिसिज्म एंड बिकेम अ ट्रू नेशनल बिलीवर बिकॉज मुझे मेरे कस्टमर्स ने बताया कि बाय दिस प्रोडक्ट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट.
Friends, when it comes to D2C as a brand, right from Zomato, Blinkit, Flipkart, Myntra, all being discussed, हम पहुंचे ये समझने में कि e-commerce is what makes a D2C brand.
I have never heard over here in the past, say 20, 30 years that a startup not only becomes popular, but it is able to have a good margin and able to compete with established, even multinational brands. But here in India, it's happening.
मैं ये मतलब when I contemplated मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि D2C as a segment was started जब हमारे पास बहुत सारे छोटे-छोटे vendors और बहुत सारे अलग-अलग types of businesses थे with no particular brand standings. D2C initially start to इसलिए हुआ था कि you take on that margin and go directly to the consumer. So you get a good fair fat margin in that product and you give discounts as well.
I would categorize very broadly D2C brands into two ways. One is a mass product. Then the other is a branding focused category.
I'm saying there is a lot of opportunity. हमें पकड़ने की जरूरत है. Right from organizing the unorganized market to developing systems around it, to identifying your niche and your product customers, to going global. Hello and welcome to the next episode of Rajasthan Startup Stories, where we bring to you another very, very interesting discussion, direct to consumer brands. ये वो वाला सेक्टर है जिसको कुछ लोग तो बहुत एम्बिशन से देखते हैं और कुछ लोग एक बहुत बड़े क्वेश्चन मार्क के साथ. दिस इज द मोस्ट अंडर रिप्रेजेंटेड आई वुड से एंड द मोस्ट एम्बिशियस ब्रांड, क्योंकि आज हमारे साथ में दो ऐसे स्पीकर्स या दो हमारे वो बिलवड फाउंडर एंड इन्वेस्टर ग्रुप हैं फ्रॉम जयपुर who have been a part of this ecosystem and are very passionate about it. Viral, a founder, जिन्होंने शुरुआत ही शार्क टैंक से करी, सौरभ सर, और पिछले 6 महीने से साल भर तकरीबन हो गया है जब मैं सर से D2C वर्ड को लेकर बहुत सारी क्वेश्चंस और बहुत सारे इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट्स सुन रही हूँ. आई एम श्योर ही हैज़ अ कीन आई ऑन दिस सेक्टर. सो इट्स अ प्रिविलेज टू हैव बोथ ऑफ यू हियर. Thank you for being here once again. Let's begin with Sir. So we would want to hear about your journey and how you come up to this level where we proudly call you an angel investor from Rajasthan.
Okay, my journey started way back in Mumbai. So I was with JP Morgan in investment banking for many years. Came back to Jaipur, that's my city. Worked in my family business of newspaper for a few years. Then I kind of thought that I need to have my own thing. Then I started with investing into a lot of startups, mainly healthcare and D2C brands. Apart from that, I have a healthcare business which is related to cardiovascular devices. I have a distribution for that. I also actively invest into real estate and I'm trying to get into hospitality also. So diverse fields, wherever I get a kind of opportunity, I can spot on it. But I'm deeply passionate about investing in startups, mainly, as I said, hospitality, healthcare brands, medtech, and D2C brands.
तो दोस्तों ये वो रेयर इन्वेस्टर्स में से हैं. लोग मुझे पूछते हैं कि इन्वेस्टर्स किस किस तरह के होते हैं, क्या होते हैं, कौन करते हैं. वो लोग जो अपना कुछ करना चाहते हैं and they choose investing. So this is how investors are also made, not just founders. And we have an example with us because he has chosen his grit, passion and intent to become an investor and not just a founder. So this is what Rajasthan brings to you. हमारे शहर और हमारी ज़मीन से सिर्फ अच्छे फाउंडर्स नहीं, अच्छे इन्वेस्टर्स भी आते हैं जो रियल बिजनेसेस करना सिखा सकते हैं. थैंक यू सर फॉर ज्वाइनिंग द कंप्लीट इकोसिस्टम. विरल, you come up with a very, very unique combination. We have heard different stories of co-founders, but very rare stories come जहाँ पर कोई भी एक फाउंडर अपनी मदर के साथ एक स्टार्टअप बनाए. And Viral, you come up with that story. How was it building with your mother and how is it really being a startup founder?
For the time being, हमने कुछ start किया था. It was supposed to be a fashion project for her, and it was me who was trying to just formalize it so that she doesn't face it. The adversity that face when the project is not formalized. उनको कभी ऐसा ना लगे कि घर का काम चलता है. So I was trying to put my skin into it कि मैं मेरी मदद की हेल्प कर पाऊँ कि वो क्या बनाना चाहिए. Slowly and gradually, I came in to this project with a skeptical mind कि traditional aspect है, इसके साथ क्या काम कर सकते हैं, कौन सा चीज़ रहेगी. Over the time I realized मैं ऐसा मैंने इस journey mix. I came from skepticism and became a true natural believer because मुझे मेरे customers ने बताया कि buy this product is important and what good deed are we doing with this project of ours. So yeah, it has been around 5 years now and I'm still learning from my customers what they want and how we are helping them.
So, well, that's very humble of you to say that I'm still learning from my customers. This is how your passion in the brand develops and your trust into it stands. And I'm sure ये वही कारण है जिसकी वजह से रोज सुबह उठ के फिर वापस सोचते हो कि कुछ कर लिया जाए. Friends, when it comes to D2C as a brand, right from Zomato, Blinkit, Flipkart, Myntra, all being discussed, हम पहुंचे ये समझने में कि e-commerce is what makes a D2C brand. फिर कुछ समय से हमें ये समझ में आया that brands like Zudio, who have a huge presence into the ecosystem, have bigger showrooms, are the D2C brands. This is a take which we want to discuss here very seriously. What is it that makes you a real D2C brand? क्या वो आपका नेटवर्क है? क्या आपका डिजिटल चैनल प्रेजेंस है? क्या आपके ब्रांड स्टोर्स हैं? या क्या आपके कस्टमर्स हैं? और वो किस किस तरह से आपको दिखना चाहते हैं? Let's hear it from the investor first.
See, D2C is a very exciting field. I have never heard over here in the past, say, 20, 30 years that a startup not only becomes popular, but it is able to have a good margin and able to compete with established, even multinational brands. But here in India, it's happening. Take an example of a boring category like luggage, where you have somebody like a Tumu, which is selling their stuff at like 35,000, 50,000 rupees, a small bag. And then this we are talking about the upper end of the D2C in luggage, and in that there is a Samsonite. So there is a Mokobara which comes in between and disrupts that particular area. New brand, people do not know them, but still they are able to carve their niche. Now this is surprising. This has never happened. This is happening in this generation, and that's why it gives you this opportunity for all the possible D2C brand in all the categories to come up, which was not possible earlier. So this makes the D2C brand very segmentally exciting. Obviously, what clicks depends upon a lot of things. It depends upon which category you are in. Say example, if you take a category which is say 100 rupees, it's a food category, it needs to reach out in India. Now obviously your quick commerce, that's the low hanging fruit. You need to place your brand over there. You need not worry in the beginning about margins. What you need to worry is more of a turnaround. Can I get my money from wherever I've invested into a particular system in 1 month with less margin rather than the money getting stuck for 2 months and getting that money with me? Because your cycle includes from 6 times in a year to 12 times in a year. So how much time you rotate money becomes more important for this category, which is a food product, which is a mass food product, which is a gross margin of 80%. So here, criticality is something else as compared to maybe a fashion brand which opens and opens a store online. There the dynamics are completely different. That is nothing to do with turnover. It's all about branding, it's about styling, it's about that mindset people want to look upon your brand on. So it's very different, but that is what it makes it so exciting.
So founders, investors का कहना है D2C is exciting. How much can you really excite them is something that they're looking for. Viral से सुनते हैं, sir, how exciting is it, Viral?
I think it's pretty exciting. तो मैं ये मतलब when I contemplated, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि D2C as a segment was started जब हमारे पास बहुत सारे छोटे vendors और बहुत सारे अलग types of businesses थे with no particular brand standings. D2C initially start to इसीलिए हुआ था कि you take all that margin and go directly to the consumer. So you get a good fair fat margin in that product and you give discounts as well. Over the time, till the time I have been in this for 5 years, I realized that margins are even lesser when it comes to D2C TAM. So in India, I believe right now, if you define a D2C brand, it essentially comes down that you take a disorganized market, let's say chashme ki dukaan, you make it a formal brand and then introduce it as a links cart. या कपड़े सस्ते पहले भी मिलते थे, गली के बाहर बहुत सारी दुकानें होती थी. You take that, you mass produce it and then put it at a label of Zudio and present it to the world. So my understanding of D2C is still that you formalize the concept, आप customer service डाल के उस एक चीज़ को जो उन्हें पहले से मिलनी है उसको elevate कर देते हैं. तो elevate the experience is what I think essentially it is.
Wow, so elevate the experience from excitement to elevating what you've already been into. Our new definitions to D2C that we talk. So definitely from understanding your own niche, कि आप कहाँ खड़े हैं, आप brand हैं या आप need हैं या आप want हैं, से लेकर आप कितना rotation create कर पाते हैं अपने cash flow का. That is what is a test of a founder, as our investor says. And as Viral says, it is all about experience and developing a network. Because at the end of the day, the network is what counts. It's from whole to part or part to whole is what is a GTM, and that makes a difference to what a founder can do to a product. So friends, moving forward from here, let's come down to more critical questions and let us ask sir, एक brand value जिसको आप देखते हैं कि बहुत बड़ा brand है, इससे लेके उसकी profitability, बहुत gaps हैं. Some products which are very innovative to becoming a profitable product. Where do you think is the right time to take investments? And as an investor, what do you actually look into the products?
So I would categorize very broadly D2C brands into two ways. One is a mass product. Then the other is a branding focused category.
Yeah.
As I earlier said that if I am going to open a kurti brand, it's a fashion brand. It's more localized. It is driven from the founder's image, style, personality. If it's a biscuit brand, it's a mass brand, it has nothing to do with founder. It is all about setting up the structures, setting up that even if the founder is not there after 6 months or a year, the brand runs itself. It is not founder linked, image linked kind of a thing. So when you say brand and profitability, you're saying that
Brand and profitability, yes.
So profitability is, which category you are approaching, it depends on that. If it's a mass brand, then from the day one, you are just focused on the systems. You should not be looking at, convincing, trying to raise money in the beginning, because there is no point. You need to create the systems first. You don't need to create this picture that the margins will become like this or that. You just have to create the system. It's a very basic system. Once you do that, it will show you numbers. So the founders who are approaching a mass product brand, which is a kind of a true D2C, which is like it can go through any kind of a normal way to reach the people or the social media. They have to just focus on systems, nothing, and they should not raise money in the beginning at all. I think they should prove their concept to a level where they are at least breaking even. Only then they should go and approach for funding. For lifestyle, it can be different because you need a certain type of capex. You need to create your brand in a certain way. So there you might need to give your equity a bit.
So friends, सबके लिए एक स्टोरी नहीं है. जैसे कि आपका प्रोडक्ट यूनिक है, आपकी जर्नी भी उतनी ही यूनिक है. And that is what comes from our investor. Think for yourself. Think for your product. Build your own unique journey. When you want to make systems, when you want a brand value, when you want investments, and when you should actually give away your equity in return of something which you are building. So ये कुछ questions हैं जो आपको अपने आप से पूछने चाहिए और बार बार पूछकर वापस revisit करने चाहिए, because this is different from each one of us, right sir?
So,
Well, coming to you, when it comes to a D2C product, what is important is branding. Obviously, हम सब बात करते हैं. You started with Shark Tank, which is one of the epitome of brand value into the sector. और आप जो प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं उसको एक प्रोडक्शन यूनिट की ज़रूरत है. क्योंकि प्रोडक्शन यूनिट के बिना आप एक्सपैंड और स्केल नहीं कर पाते। और तीसरी जगह अगर हम देखें आपके नेटवर्क को लेकर, कि जब तक कि आपके पास में B2B, B2C सब तरह का नेटवर्क नहीं होगा, तब तक आई थिंक कि आपकी प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी या ब्रांड वैल्यू दोनों होने का फ़ायदा नहीं होगा। हाउ डू यू लुक एट दीज थिंग्स एज अ फाउंडर? हाउ हैव यू ट्राई टू नेविगेट योर प्लान? पहले क्या करूँ, बाद में क्या? हाउ डू यू आई मीन व्हाट वुड यू वांट टू टेल आवर लिसनर्स कि ये जद्दोजहद से कैसे बाहर निकला जाएगा?
So I tried all competition and combination in the last few years to come to this, and it's my personal story, and maybe it works other way around, and everyone should figure it out on their own. But मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि the initial push that we get, उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि हम product design. I believe particularly if जैसे हमारे product में we did not need a capex to manufacture or develop that product. So unnecessarily उस समय पे to raise funds and go for that is not a question. आप पहले you should get a market validation, a strong market validation. That is not just necessary for the investor, it's also necessary for you yourself. आपको भी तभी पता लगता है कि what exactly is needed and how you want to pursue it. I still feel कि मतलब we applied for Shark Tank very first season, Rajasthan से पहले हम पहुँच के रहे. But I still feel in hindsight that we were too early to that as well. We were not sure what we wanted to become and what we wanted to. I'm not denying it has given me a lot of advantage. मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा growth में मिला है, and still people recognize us from that platform. But if I had a chance, I would go back and delay my presence by 1 year so that I can present myself better. उस समय से हमें भी ये बहुत समझने को मिला कि क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या नहीं कर सकते हैं, what exactly are we into and what we want to achieve. But अब शुरू में ऐसा होता है, you meet for certain people, everybody has their own idea and everybody presents it in their own way. तो आपको confusion बहुत दे जाते हैं कि क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. I would say much rather कि build it in isolation and test it only with your customers. That is the deal.
So right from a founder's heart, friends, what is it being a founder? Trust your product, trust your customers, believe in them before anything else comes your way, and before anything else is what takes your time. So this is something that's very, very critical for every founder. अब आते हैं उस सवाल की तरफ जहाँ पूरा दुनिया देखने की कोशिश कर रही है, इंडिया. India, I don't know, SaaS, deep tech, semiconductors, right from our political agendas to our day-to-day discussions, to our budgets and the global platform. They are discussing products from India, going outside, and India as a landscape becoming a part of the mainstream D2C, which is direct to consumer. True, right from the beginning, we were exporting stuff. Today, we are exporting almost everything, not a few selected ones. Your brand, Viral, comes with a lot of intent and knowledge stream from the Indian knowledge systems. Taking such brands internationally, or how do you think that D2C is going to make a map benefit to India? Yeah, what special place you think our country has on a global platform for D2C?
I think there is a very big movement across the globe जहाँ पे ना people are moving towards organic and natural breeding systems. And इसमें our ancestors have done some work for us, which gives us an added advantage. तो एक हमारे पास like while the world is discussing कि कैसे उसको अपनाएं, they're researching on it. We have the research, we have to validate it as per the current science system. अगर हम वो कर लेते हैं तो our products are ready to dispatch and ready to provide. So I believe it started from yoga and now has come to the edible products for us. And well, the market is very promising, and I see that with the increase in global exposure, the community of people is also increasing. उसके वजह से अब particularly our products are very much in demand, and we get I think the main reason which is stopping us is the understanding of regulations and making it more getting the exposure out there, how we export and do things. We have been sending our products as a D2C brand direct to consumers over there with very high shipping, because we do not know how to do it any other way. But yet because of that, we are not facing any difficulties in acquiring customers. Those who are coming in, and it comes from all walks of life and all ethnicities.
There is such a good brand value in terms of this kind of a product. So it becomes validated. It has come from India.
So this is something which we've changed in the last 5 to 10 years, is what we will say. That as a perception of the country, we are no more the land of snake charmers. We've become land with knowledge, wealth, and such kind of cultural values that we can share with the world. And I'm sure the D2C segment is going to be benefited with it majorly. Sir, आपसे मैं एक बहुत ऐसा सवाल पूछना चाहती हूँ जो कि has been close to my heart and also to this podcast series is Rajasthan. We have a very special place in the national scenario also. Rajasthan is a very different state. हम कुछ देर पहले ही बात कर रहे थे कि यहाँ की सोच अलग है, समझ अलग है. How do you think Rajasthan catches in the D2C segment, or where do you think Rajasthan is a special place? The pros and cons of being from Rajasthan into D2C segment.
So Rajasthan has two things. One is every state has something unique. So there are a lot of ingenious stuff which are completely unique to your area. So obviously the youth or the entrepreneurs can bring out those and commercialize them in a way because Rajasthan comes with a lot of heritage. So to make them formal, commercialize and bring it to the rest of India first and then rest to the world. So that's a possibility, and that few of the companies. So earlier it used to be like a traditional business, if you say Jaipur rugs and all that. So they made a huge business out of it. Now, the new entrepreneurs can pick up smaller other different things which are prevalent in Rajasthan and make it commercialized. Second is because how Rajasthan is located, in the geography itself. Now, because of the DMIC and everything is passing through Rajasthan, so anything D2C brands also have, direct to the customer, there is a transport cost also attached to it. Any founder, any entrepreneur who's based out of Rajasthan, their cost to dispatch will greatly reduce as compared to the past because of the beautiful system which is coming for the transportation. Normally in India it is like 14%, globally it is like 7 to 8%. So anybody who's dispatching great number of products from Rajasthan, so their costings will also reduce. That's also an opportunity to reach out India at a better cost way.
So Rajasthan comes with a lot of opportunities. कुछ हमें मिली है विरासत में और कुछ हम बना रहे हैं. Right from our difficult terrains to inherent products. से लेकर communication channels, logistics supply and understanding of international business change is what Rajasthan gets to this. And as our investor says today, this is a very special value that we come up with. So friends, let's make the best of it. Right? Sure. We should have a special place on the country's map when it comes to D2C. Are we prepared for it? Taking it forward. Let's come up to a rapid fire round. ये word सुनकर आपको कैसा feel होता है? विरल से पूछते हैं. Valuation.
It's daunting.
Yes, to every founder. Sir, cost of customer acquisition.
The main thing in D2C.
The main thing, friends, take a note of it. Viral, a business plan, MIS.
Necessary evil.
Necessary and evil. दो words एक साथ use किए हैं इन्होंने. Sir, target audience.
Normally too abused a word.
Too abused a word. Okay. Given a chance to choose between e-commerce, brand store and omnipresent channel.
Omnipresent.
Omnipresent. Sir, आपसे पूछते हैं. Production capacity, a good founder and a system in place.
A good founder, system in place, and that capacity.
So that's the hierarchy how an investor actually thinks. Friends, यही कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो हमें समझनी पड़ेंगी. There are some evils and there are some hierarchies. ये नोट रखेंगे और हम इनके साथ काम करते रहेंगे तो I'm sure all of us will reach where we dream to. अब बात करते हैं कुछ dreams की. So you are an avid investor and you're seeking a lot into health, fitness and D2C nowadays. If given a chance to rethink your choices and start afresh with a new sector, what sector and why?
That will be wellness. So wellness is somewhere between fitness, longevity, health. So this is something, you can approach two ways. One is to create a brand for the masses, or create a brand for the top 10% of India, so maybe a 10 crore population. Now, wellness, I think, is a category which is ripe for A-class cities, metro cities. So any product or a service or a combination of them which is related to wellness as a product, as a offering, has huge margins and a captive audience, and it is right now very much unorganized. Here we are not talking of those D2C brands which are saying there is a ashwagandha tablet or something. We're not talking about them. And at the end, we are not talking of a spa. We are talking, refining these two and combining with technology and, offering as a platform. So I think there's a great opportunity over here.
And so while taking these decisions, you think by heart or by brain?
First, it starts with heart, always, and then it gets validated or not validated by brain.
Friends, that's point to be noted. Investors sometimes don't validate. They may choose to skip their brain and go with their heart. Where else is there? Well, if given a chance, you would want to restart with what sector?
I would say before starting Nuska, I did start with a small venture of mine. It did not pan out very well. So I used to create a platform for artists, a platform for art, जहाँ पे usually ऐसा होता है कि you get two different segments. एक होता है कि आप MFOSAG और अमृता शेर के लोग बड़े आर्टिस्ट की पेंटिंग्स करते हैं, and then there's one cheap segment जिस पे आप लेते हैं हमारे बॉक्स खरीदते हैं, प्रिंट खरीदते हैं. I wanted to you should have good art in the house or any commercial space. So I'll select an artist with that business acumen, and that did not work. I believe I still have a knack for that and want to pursue that.
So you still want to be in the creative field of it.
Right.
Gee, friends, these are some of the questions that should keep picking in your heart because I'm sure they keep you alive and they keep you young. एक question और जो मेरा favorite है सर से पूछते हैं. Sir, if you have to become a founder, you would want to become the founder in the same sector where you invest or something else?
As I mentioned earlier, so I just want to operate myself on on a boundary of hospitality and wellness. So somewhere where services is involved, but where the services are not right now organized, they do not have a branding. So that is a sector which works. Maybe you can imagine it, longevity cleaning. So it does not only take the Indian Ayurveda or naturopathy system, but the newer technologies. So it's an amalgamation of newer technologies, the newer options or new enzymes and peptides which have been discovered right now for longevity, to different kind of therapies which are worldwide being adopted. So that amalgamation of that and then testing your body for how it is on all the particular reasons, that how it has worked for you, because health now is personal, it does not work same for everybody. So personalized wellness is a segment which I would like to work on.
So sir is completely into this segment. Investor भी उसी के बनेंगे और founder भी. Viral से पूछते हैं, if well you want to become an investor?
The biggest hit I get during all the investor round is technology. So I believe there is a grading in the investor scenario where the technology or deep tech startups are ranked higher than D2C brands. So I would much rather like to elevate that in my fit.
So you would want to take up the deep tech side of becoming an investor. Friends, this is what makes this ecosystem more interesting. An investor being stuck to his passion and a founder ready to cut out and go into the next sector. And still, both are so synced into the understanding of what makes a perfect D2C brand. यही कुछ कारण है जो हमें बहुत यूनिक बनाते हैं और एट द सेम टाइम इनोवेटिव बनाते हैं एंड रेक्टिनेस बनाते हैं, रेजिलिएंट बनाते हैं, और इन्हीं वर्ड्स के साथ में हम अपने आप को स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम बहुत प्राउडली कहते हैं. So your take for the startup ecosystem for the next 3 years that come. Friends, we've stopped talking about decades and we've started discussing about 3 years down the line, which are called long shots nowadays. तो सर से पूछते हैं, सर 3 साल के फाउंडर्स की जर्नी के लिए आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
India the system is so ripe right now that you have all the FTAs being signed. You can, if you make the right product, it's not only India, even the world is ready for that. And there are a lot of unique products which are possible to be made and marketed. Now that has already been proven in India, which is supposed to be a difficult market. So if the entrepreneurs have done well with the right valuation, with the right margins and so case in point is our Ayurveda products. Now they are so right to go worldwide and be accepted. So that's one segment. I am completely, those founders who are into this particular area is a huge scope, not only in India, but abroad also. So very exciting 3 years for all D2C founders, because not only India, all the countries are open to you.
3 years, कमर कस ली जाए और लग जाए because the opportunity is huge और बहुत लोग हमें ढूंढ रहे हैं, बस we have to match and reach them. Viral, 3 years down the line, what do you want to tell our ecosystem? Investors or founders, your choice.
And I believe, I would say with my peers, I have seen a tremendous growth rate in shipping abroad, and the initial aspect that we had, D2C में margin होगा, that can still be achieved if we start shipping in abroad. There is the value in our products and with lesser competition and more acceptance. So I would say this is the decade to export.
And another thing I want to add is that the margins, are there in the mass products as well as specialized products. It is just that entrepreneurs are getting exposed. To give you an example, I was researching one normal FMCG brand, and they had more than 70% gross margins. So if the channel, if you found a channel, and these are the basic products, a toothpaste at maybe 60 rupees has a margin of 70%. So there is a wider opportunity available. This is a mass product. You can go throughout India and still make money, or you can operate in a premium product. There also the margins are there. So the opportunity is all across all segments. It is just for the founders to,
So friends, our studios, our hearts, our pockets and our brains, everything is oozing out and saying there is a lot of opportunity. हमें पकड़ने की ज़रूरत है. Right from organizing the unorganized market to developing systems around it, to identifying your niche and your product customers, to going global. ये सभी opportunities D2C के लिए खुली हैं, and that is something where every founder has to find their niche. Do not forget your heart. Your brains will definitely help you with the math, and the country is ready to support you to make you a global brand. Let's make India a mission for all startup ecosystem. और इसी Make in India tag को proud बनाते हैं. Not just from India, but Rajasthan gets to the globe with all the D2C products. With that, we invite all our D2C founders, investors to come together towards another exciting phase of a D2C accelerator that we launch, and especially for the ones who made it from Rajasthan. Thank you.
thank you.